Hello, my name is Brooke Holbert. I'm an area sales manager for Iridex. I'm here today to share information with you about our MicroPulse technology, specifically looking at our MicroPulse mobile app, as well as the comparison of MicroPulse technology compared to continuous wave laser and their effects on the retina tissue in the application of treating retina diseases. So first thing we're going to do today is we want to look at the MicroPulse mobile technology. We would want to put in a new treatment record. So we're going to enter the treatment data. We have to put in a subject ID, and for the sake of this demo, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 in. I'm going to hit next, and then we're going to go to taking images. On that particular screen there before, you can put in duration, the number of milliseconds that you're going to use the laser for, the power of the laser, and all kinds of treatment information, so you'll have it for a future record of your EHR system as well. Look at the laser and comparing MicroPulse technology versus continuous wave laser. We're going to put the laser in a continuous wave mode. Iridex's IQ532 visible green laser and IQ577 visible yellow laser have the capability of doing both continuous wave energy as well as MicroPulse energy. For the sake of this demo, we're going to compare those two different continuous wave versus MicroPulse energy and their effects on the retina tissue. The first, we're going to put the laser in a continuous wave pattern, the standard continuous wave grid, and you'll notice that we're treating at 200 milliseconds of duration and 200 milliwatts of power. We're also putting in 7x7 pattern scanning technology with spacing out at 3 as we're doing a PRP treatment in the retina. Put the laser in treat mode. We're going to fire the laser. What I want you to look at is the actual thermal spread of the heat elevation in the tissue as you're firing the laser. It's around the grid in the continuous wave mode. You see that as the tissue is heating up around, you get this spread of heat that's causing a scotoma in the human retinal tissue. Now we're going to move the card to show the comparison between using a continuous wave laser and using a MicroPulse energy at 5% duty cycle. Go to our MicroPulse technology in the MicroPulse setting. You'll notice that again we're in a 200 millisecond duration, this time with a 400 milliwatt of power, 5% duty cycle MicroPulse technology. Again, we're going to look at a 7x7 pattern grid. Typically when we're asking doctors to treat, we want to remind them that we encourage them to treat at a zero spacing, very confluent spots, cover the edematous area. This is different than the way they've treated traditionally with the continuous wave laser because of the thermal spread. There's not that thermal spread with the MicroPulse technology, so we treat in confluent spots to make sure we cover the entire area with high density treatments and low intensity. But for the sake of this demo, we're going to move it back out to 3 so you can see, again, we're looking at the thermal spread around the actual grid pattern, and so it's going to be much more difficult to see this time because with the MicroPulse you don't see the thermal spread in the tissue. Got to put it in treat mode first. Now we're going to treat. As we're firing the laser, you can look at the grid and there's very little to no thermal spread using the 5% duty cycle in MicroPulse. This is the advantage of the technology, allowing physicians to treat areas without creating scotomas. So now we're going to take the card out and kind of look at the comparison of using a continuous wave mode where we created scotoma in the human retina versus using MicroPulse technology where you don't see that same impact on the tissue. So what we want to look at now is the MicroPulse mobile technology. So I've taken some pictures. We want to go to next. This gives us the ability to select the pictures that we've taken and make annotations on them, make notes. So I'm going to go through that now. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to select an image. See some images here where the laser is firing. I'm going to select that image, and now I have the ability to make some notations on this. If I want to, I can select a color. I can draw a picture on the screen using the draw technology. I've got a little area of edematous area here. Maybe I had a microaneurysm right up here. Now from that, I might want to make some comments about what I was looking at, what I was treating today. So I have the ability to just kind of put my finger on, it gives me now I can make some notes in a notes section and hit add that. Once I've got that note added, I meant for that note to be going to the microaneurysm, so I want to move it over to the microaneurysm. Now I'm done with this particular image and I want to add a second image. I select the second image, I can go back through here and find more images. A second image that I want to take, I'm done with that one. A third image that I want to look at, I add that third image. Next, I am done with this image. Now I'm completed with the information that I wanted to collect from the patient, and I have the ability to save and upload this information to my EHR system or email it to myself or to a referring doctor to give them the information of the treatment that I just did. The last piece of the technology here is you have the ability to go back and access the archives of the treatments that you've done. So you can look at any individual record of a patient from that day, see the information that you've done, and again, send that information to your referring doctor or put it in the patient's file. Thank you again for participating with us today. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation of MicroPulse. I invite you to come by and learn more about MicroPulse technology.